Hello and welcome to Candle Brown, and this is my favorite chapter of the entire Candle, which is basically on activism. This the goal tags have changed now. We are looking at goal tag number 10, reduce inequality. And for the people who are in this book, it is also climate action because the kind of work that we see. The first picture itself shows all the kind of people that have made us or given us a voice. For example, on the extreme, right, if you see, is this gentleman, the Martin Luther King. He is Martin Luther King Jr., who spoke about black right activism, assassinated at the age of 40, one of my heroes. And furthermore, you'll also read about his work with, Malcolm X. But the idea is today when we say Lives Matter, BLM, that's where Martin Luther King comes in. Perhaps if there was no MLK, there would be no Barack Obama, the president of USA. The young girl is from Sweden, Greta Thunberg. She's a climate activist. Such an amazing work Greta has done. And these are the kind of heroes or sheroes we need. Malala Yousafzai, of course, is someone very special. She is this young, Pakistani who's a Nobel Prize winner who fought the Taliban, fought for the rights for women and girls to go to school, and an incredible work that she's doing herself. There's Mary Angelou who wrote the book, where the mockingbirds about the mockingbird. But these are people you can research a little bit more about it. People that we think have made the world a little better place, a safer space, and people who are change makers. A lot of areas that I speak about is change makers taking action, the voices that you see. So the activists can need not always be from one area. They could be people who are from different places, different genres, different countries, male, female, does not matter. And these are the kind of people we're talking about. You don't have to be a famous figure. For example, Greta is just a school girl, and her campaign Fridays for Future has changed the way we look at environment today. Among the people we think about, what are the kind of activism that we speak about? So you see, activism could be from climate change, environmental, goal number 13, social right, goal number 10, reduce inequality for refugees and migrant. Coincidentally, as I speak today, 19th of June, we're also looking at the World Refugee Day. They're animal right activists, people who could be just talking about conservation, or vegans. They could be ethical treatment. PETA, for example, community activists. There's Greenpeace, which talks about all the ice that is melting, the glaciers. There's animal right about whale hunting in Norway and Japan. Community, basically your local neighborhood, people who die. Drinking and driving is such a big thing. There's a mom who started a campaign about drunk driving because her child was killed by a drunk driver. And very recently, we had this case in Pune, the Porsche, where a teenager in inebriated alcohol state killed two people. So anything could be a case for activism, and this is a great conversation. I think 1 hour is not enough when these kids start talking about activism, but it's a great tool, and you choose what activism you want to be. My first picture says respect. So the word respect, write it down on the board. Ask student who deserves a respect. Are these just wealthy, successful people, or people who made a difference in our life? Talk about people who've used their position. For example, I'm a big fan of Anand Mahindra. Anand Mahindra's tweets about entrepreneurship, about small time people making it big, or any sports people, the way he gives them Thar, Mahindra Thar, it's great work. So write down their name, talk about it, ask them what they do, and find out people who have given the voice to great work on environment. So this particular thing will keep to goal number 13, climate action. There are three famous faces. Ask your students to identify, and I'll help you, with the first one. The old gentleman on the extreme left is a very, very popular voice of animal rights and activism. His name is David Attenborough. Any series called The Planet, The Wild Planet, Planet Earth, is David Attenborough's voice, and he's given his youth. And today, when he's even entering his 90s, David Attenborough's voice is, from the chimpanzees to the penguins to everywhere in the world, you'll see David Attenborough helping them. The girl in the middle is a little more familiar face for the Gen Z. Most of us will not know. She's Hazel Grace of Fault in Our Stars. Have acted in many, many movies. Very fantastic actress, Charlene Woodley. But she's also someone who's a very big environment activist. She's given voices. She says she grew up, making her own soap because soap industry is a industry that does too much of pollution of our rivers. Good voice, an actress doing this. And of course, the most famous in this field is Leonardo DiCaprio, not the Titanic movie, but a movie that he made. I think it is a movie which was talking about the ice melting. In that particular movie, we won the Revenant, the movie's name is Revenant. He won an Oscar for the best actor. He fought a bear, of course, in a movie setting, but brilliant movie talking about the Native Americans and how, he saved them or helped them. I think we've done a lot of it. I'll quickly run through 5.2, which says best job in the world. Well, activism is not a job, but something you love. As a collector, what do you like collecting? Things that you might want to do. It could be camping. So you're a geologist. You want to collect fossils of rock. A fossil basically is starting to be a paleontologist. Like I think our favorite David Geller in the movie or the series Friends. Or it could be autographs of people, football cards, Pokemon cards. A traveler may collect passports. I love fridge magnets for that matter. It could be a stamp collector, which is basically, philately, coins, rocks, painting, gadgets. So gadgets, I don't know. But can you change your hobbies to activism? I've made some stamps here. You can use. The idea would be go around, look at the internet, find out where can you collect something which can also promote, an activism. For example, a great case will be Sadhguru's campaign called SOS, Save Our Soil. Please, the same SOS is here. Save our cities, save our air, save our water. Do a research and ask your students to come up with something very interesting on some similar lines. Or another of Sadhguru's campaign that I was actively part was Rally for Rivers. Do you see the kind of a war cry, the kind of jingoism, kind of beautiful use of words? Can you create 10 more such jingles with, anything? It could be even blind cricket, something you would love to do. We end with the beautiful activity called global warming. Global warming is essentially about birds here, where migratory birds are flying across the world from a harsh winter to a nicer place to lay eggs, to eat. In area I live in called Navi Mumbai in Maharashtra, flamingos fly all the way here to breed, to have algae, and they become pink. So imagine if you're a forest ranger and you have to check about some of the birds, migratory birds, find out which birds, what trajectory they take up. It could be the Siberian cranes, it could be the flamingos I've spoken about, or the Arctic tern, which perhaps has the longest migratory route, or even a salmon fish, how she manages to fly across. It'll be great exercise to talk and maybe draw a map, show them where in the world these people or these birds are. It's your time to save the planet. The planet is banking on you. So let's not disappoint our Mother Earth and let's get started.